I talked about this last year, but it's gotten so much better that I thought I'd mention again. And that is Google's Notebook LM.
Okay.
And it does a bunch of stuff and it uses some Gemini. But one of the things that I really like is, we've done audio, everybody does audio, and then we have transcripts and creates documents and everything. Well, this is the opposite. You take your PDFs, your articles, your anything, and put it up and upload it to Notebook, and it will create audio for you. And in a couple of different ways, it will create audio, or it'll understand it enough to where you can, obviously have a discussion with it. But what I love about it is it will have a discussion by itself. So if you have an article that you wrote, and I did an entire book, I uploaded a 250-page book, and it created an 18-minute discussion between two AI voice that sounds supernatural.
Yeah.
I think I shared it with you last year, Dave. And
yeah, I remember that.
It was
yeah.
decent back then.
It sounded somewhat natural, but
correct.
But it was informative.
Very informative. And
yes,
it just allows you to present your stuff in a different way, whether it's a product description on your website, if you want to have somebody sitting there talking and explaining how your product works and that you don't have to create that.
Yeah.
That you've already got the text and everything. It's amazing. I've used it a bunch of different times. The most use case for me is taking articles I've written, posts I've written, converting it to audio and into a discussion, and then using that somewhere else. It's just repurposing that content. I think it's great. I definitely think it's worth checking out.
Huh.
It's you can get it. Just search Notebook LM. It's a Google product, and I think it's worthwhile. Check it out. Audio, like they call it audio. One of the things they promote is audio study guides.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, because the question I was going to ask is why would I want to do that? But now I get it. Okay.
Audio overview. Feature can turn your sources into engaging deep dive discussions with one click. So if you've got this white paper that you really like, but you want to present it to people where they can listen to it in their car or on the subway on the way to work, it's like, hey, here you go. Here's a discussion about this concept.
Yeah.
And it breaks it down. I think it's very natural, the way that
I should clarify my sort of objection before. It is extremely natural if you accept and know going in that it was created by AI. And to be fair, I haven't messed with it in probably 6 or 8 months, so I'm sure it's more natural now. But initially, people were, not you, but other people were like, oh, this is going to be great. It can just build our podcast for us. And I listened. It was like, well, yes, if you make sure people know that it's AI, and then it's fine. It's like, okay, great. No problem.
So you could have, if you send an email out, like one of the ways I use Loom all the time. They have their We'll talk about that, their AI in a future episode. But I answer emails with Looms all the time. If somebody sends me an email with like a paragraph of stuff, I'm not going to type that out. I just jump on Loom. I have their email in the background as the video or as thing, and I talk and I say, hey, this is what's going on here. You can use Notebook LM in a similar fashion. If you have a bunch of content you want to present and to people that are not going to read it, too long, didn't read.
Yeah, right.
Try using this way.
Oh yeah, no, I love this idea of coming up with, and this, over the years, people have tried to solve this problem in many different ways, of taking articles that you want to read but you haven't, and then delivering them as audio content, right?
Yes.
And it, for a while, it was just like, well, we'll have some robotic voice just read the article to you. It's terrible.
Yeah.
This is the best version of that so far, by far. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right. Yeah. I gotta use this more. Yeah.
Check it out. It's specialized. It's kind of like we talked about Grok being really good with if you're using X as a data source, right?